actually the merchants or the payment companies are willing to implement these, because security always comes with a trade-off, or there's a dilemma there, because additional security layers add friction.
Yeah.
But I think we've come to this point where the friction is so easy and it's very thought out that it's, even if before it was friction, now it's something that we all do when we approve our payments, and it's so easy. We do it from our mobile devices, and if you cannot do that, then what can you actually do?
Right, right. Norberts, it's great to meet you. Thank you so much for taking time to speaking to us.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be here with you.
Well, let's just start. Tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
So I am Norberts, and I'm the product owner of DECTA Payments Gateway. And my daily job tasks would be working with our clients or our potential clients. These could be financial institutions or fintechs who are dependent on the payment services that we provide, so that they can grow their own businesses. And in the meantime, I also manage a team of 40 people, which is also maybe a story of its own to talk about, because it's very interesting how we work. It's even though DECTA is a big company, we and the Gateway team operates in DECTA as a separate entity almost. It's not a separate entity. We share the same vision, the same goals, but we have everything of our own. We have our own support, we have our own admins, we have our own infrastructure, so it happens all independently. Okay. And together with the team, we work on a daily basis on different kinds of operational questions. We manage the infrastructure, we develop new stuff, we deliver new stuff, we plan how to deliver that, and which time frames. And yeah, all together we work on the vision of the product, taking our insights from what we are talking with our clients or potential clients, or from the data that we gather. We work on the vision and the roadmap and building the future of payments.
All right, and we know that payments is an extremely exciting space to be working on at the moment, so we'll get into more detail about what DECTA is doing in payments. But before we do that, help us understand what's DECTA's core value proposition, and what problem is it solving in the market?
Mainly the problem that we are trying to solve is probably the complexity of payments themselves, the complexity of what other payment services or payment gateways that are in the market have, and maybe also the clutter that these services and softwares are dealing with. Because actually DECTA started out some time ago as a processing center, and eventually we got also into acquiring, and to do that we needed a gateway to actually be able to work with merchants directly. Yeah, and maybe the advantage that we have is when we tried to look for these services, they had existed already for a long time, so they've grown a lot, they've put a lot of new things in it, and eventually it starts to feel like it's not one whole product, but multiple glued together. So the advantage that we've had is the opportunity to start building even a flexible infrastructure or architecture from the beginning, so that we can not only deliver a very high quality product, but also think about the future and the things that market is sort of throwing at us, to put things that new merchants want. And so yeah, that's the problem we are trying to address, to be flexible and agile.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying that the competitive advantage that you have as a payments company is that you managed to group a whole bunch of functionalities that you see in the market spread out into various companies, and I think that's great, because especially now in the downturn that we're going towards, companies are looking for single providers that can provide a whole range of functionality. So that potentially positions you
Yeah,
very strong.
yeah, and it's interesting. Today I'm saying that's our advantage and we are doing cool stuff, but probably there will be someone in 20 years sitting in this chair and telling that we were old, we did not have the same mindset, and now they're trying to disrupt us.
Right.
Yeah, now we are trying to disrupt others.
Right, very exciting space. All right, let's talk a little bit about cashless payments.
Yeah.
I know DECTA talks a lot about cashless payments. So just to set the context, so you talked about contactless, you talked about mobile, you talked about online, all categories of cashless payments.
Yeah.
What exactly do we mean when we talk about cashless payments?
Being able to deliver the payment scenarios and the APIs to help our clients to bring these payments to new formats, to new devices, and to be able to put these payment options in their applications, building better user experiences for doing that. And when it comes down for what's the difference, for example, between desktop based payments or mobile payments, our goal is to build out different kinds of integration options that are more applicable or more easier to implement in certain devices, so that they can deliver better user experiences.
Okay, now I think cashlessness definitely seems to be something that is being led out of the Nordic and the Baltic region, Asia as well, but there's a strong contrast between different countries and their affinity to cash. We don't have to go very far. If you look at Germany, they love their cash.
Yeah.
In your view, what's keeping some societies from fully embracing cashless payments?
Yeah, if it was my honest, regular man opinion, it's because people like choice. But there's definitely other underlying reasons. As you said, some cultures are just very ingrained in the cash culture, and they're not willing to let it go. Sometimes it comes to security, concerns about security. Some places it's a question of accessibility of infrastructure and software and so on.
Right, okay, and I'm glad you brought up the security issue, because I think you're right. Some of the concerns that people have when it comes to cashlessness, security, privacy.
Yeah.
How is DECTA addressing perhaps the concerns that the public has and some of your customers might have when it comes to fully embracing cashless payments?
Our goal or our approach to this is just follow the market, because a lot of these things are being done by the market and being done by those new payment methods that pop up. They think about the security, and our goal is to not only introduce these new payment methods into our software, but also think of how these security measures that have been developed for them, how we can implement them in our product, so that it would not be only easy by our merchants or our client merchants to implement in their solutions, but also for how we can deliver these things in such a way that also it would be easier to use by the end customers. When it comes also to such things, there are also two other aspects attached to it. Not if it's, for example, led by the government or the regulators to implement such things, there are a lot of discrepancies. Even if we were given a lot of years to do that, we still see that someone is maybe not still supporting that, or supporting it in such a way that even we did not anticipate, or we together cannot work. And the other one is that not always actually the merchants or the payment companies are willing to implement these, because security always comes with a trade-off, or there's a dilemma there, because additional security layers add friction. Yeah. But I think we've come to this point where the friction is so easy and it's very thought out that it's, even if before it was friction, now it's something that we all do when we approve our payments, and it's so easy. We do it from our mobile devices, and if you cannot do that, then what can you actually do?
Right. All right, let's talk about who you serve.
Yeah.
Who are your typical customers?
There are probably two big groups. Those are banks, or either digital ones or regular banks that have been in the market for a long time. And what we try and do in those cases is we help these clients to maybe turn around their businesses, or helping them serve a younger user base who are coming with different expectations. So our goal is to deliver them services that actually serve this purpose. And the other one would be, we work also with it's not always banks, it's fintechs, it's payment service providers, it's independent sales organizations. So in that case, our goal and our job is to help them maybe make their ideas come to life, because there are a lot of companies that we talk to, and when you talk about the payments business, you sometimes I cannot understand what are they doing, why are they getting into this business, because the margins are getting smaller and smaller. So what they do is they come with new solutions or new ways how they could earn money. That's one. Of course, everybody wants to earn money, but they are trying to solve some certain issue or a certain problem, maybe a local one, and then our goal is to help them achieve that goal by maybe customizing our product a little bit, introducing something new. So that's also what we do.
Right. Okay. And what is it that your customers say about DECTA?
I've actually heard that people say that we've been a secret weapon for some of our clients. That's actually something I've heard. And the second is, maybe it's not always to about what people say, but it's also you not always you have to say something. And sometimes all you have to do is just take a look how their eyes open up, and whenever they see something that we are proposing.
Now, we've also heard associated with new payment innovation, the whole idea of instant payments, account-to-account payments, cross-border payments.
Yeah.
How is DECTA enabling that type of innovation and those type of services?
New payment methods are popping up every day. And actually what we did last year, we also introduced our own account-to-account payment method, the DECTA's one, which is based on the open banking movement, and which can actually be also a separate story of its own, with all the problems and all the hurdles that we've had to jump over. Our approach to this is it's basically our everyday life. We have to think about new payment methods, we have to integrate them, because we have clients also who are trying to get into new markets, so we have to help them bring them those payment methods that specifically are required, or which ones are more used in certain markets. So that's what we do on a daily basis, and I guess we always have at least two teams that are working just on integrating new payment methods.
Okay. Now let's do a bit of a future projection. I'm keen to know what's your vision for DECTA, let's say in the next 5 years. Where would you want to be then?
It's hard to say, but our vision and what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring competitiveness to the payments market with a fair price, of course, and bring functionalities that would help other companies create new payment businesses, bring them to new markets, to be flexible, accessible, and fair and competitive.
Okay. And let's just close with one last question. You talked about how you and your team are dealing with a lot of different solutions when it comes to payments, so that you can serve the needs and the current and future needs of your clients. Is there any of those solutions that really excites you, that you think like, this is my baby project that I'm so looking forward to seeing flourish?
Yeah, definitely one of those baby projects were open banking last year, and we are actually still working on that, and we are seeing how it evolves, and we are looking very eagerly forward to new things that will be introduced. We are waiting for recurring payments and stuff like that, so that account-to-account payments could be brought to bigger audiences, but definitely another baby project would be onboarding. So we are trying now to solve the question of onboarding for our clients as well. But what we are trying to do is, because our target market is not only Europe, or it's not one certain category of clients. So we are talking about everybody who is doing payments. And the biggest challenge that we are trying to solve is how to implement all of that, how to implement all of the complex things, and also do it in such a way that it could be customized for each particular client who uses our gateway. Because even if the regulations are the same, companies have different kinds of risk appetites, they have different kinds of procedures and processes and opinions. So even if we build out an onboarding process that works for us, it doesn't mean that it works for others. And along the way, we've implemented some customized solutions for our clients. And now we are building one that can be customized further. So that's...
Well, we look forward to seeing what comes out of that. And with that, Norberts, thank you so much for taking time to speak to us and for enlightening us with what DECTA is doing.
Thank you for having me.